Hey, welcome. Let's talk about high ticket offers and holiday offers to the amazing content that you can put together. It's your girl, LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. My brain is on, but it may not compute in the mouth area. Lots to do this weekend. We are inside the Print Your Profits North Carolina Weekend Workshop Experience. And as always, on day number 2, what I like to do is to take y'all into the virtual building so you can hang out with me and the amazing ladies here with me as part of the community so we can talk about your digital offer efforts. So feel free to share this out. Sharing is caring. That's what it's all about. And or tag a business bestie, one, two, more than a few, who are looking to work on their digital content as well, right? So our focus today, again, it's all about high ticket offers, holiday sales offers, some things for you to consider when it comes to created branded signature experiences, digital content, physical content for your audience. I actually have quite a few examples of physical. I like to say these are like digital to physical that you can produce, and we're going to go through all of them today. Okay, but before we get started, I forgot to turn on the ring light. Sorry. You're trying to do 15 things at once. Forgot to turn on the ring light, number one. Uh, Thank you. Yay. Okay, now, baby, now I can see. All right. Okay. So I may want to, I can't tell if I should do this a little higher or lower. Maybe a little lower. That might work. Okay. So, of course, make sure that you let me know who you are and where you are in this beautiful world today, whether you are watching live or on the replays side. We are in sunny North Carolina, even though it's October, it feels like the middle of summer right now. And of course, if you're catching me on the replays side, you can always drop into the comment box hashtag replays rock. So we're going to jump in, and first I'm going to share some visuals with you guys because I love to be able to give you some visual examples of what you can do. Okay. And these are the kind of things that the ladies and I have been talking about and working on this weekend as well. So first, let's talk about a rundown of the minis that are possible, and then we'll go through these visuals here and then some behind me. Let me say this. Do you have your starter kit? If you don't, you want to make sure that you get the monthly minis starter kit. You can probably find the link here somewhere in the description. Otherwise, you can go over to, write this down, MAMO, sistersense.com/MAMO for make a mini offer. You could get one of those starter kits to get access to some of the resources I'm going to be talking about today. Okay. And I want to make sure that I have my slides as well so that my old lady brain doesn't forget anything that I want to say to you. Now, we already downloaded the mini offers guide yesterday. It's a document that you can type in and put your different ideas that you're going to come up with. If you do not have the mini offers guide, you want to make sure that you get one of the starter kits so that you can get access to the guide plus the trainings, the templates, and all the things. Okay. But let's talk about it. The goal here is to essentially focus on profitable publishing. So creating both digital and physical content that is going to be profitable for you when it comes to your self-publishing efforts, okay? So we're talking about a couple of things. Being able to sell your digital products as one-off offers, but you should be able to diversify. So do you have or do you want to create subscription offers? Number one. High ticket offers, number two. Holiday sales offers, number three. Okay. So those are the kind of things that we're thinking about right now. High ticket, holiday sales, subscriptions. Now, when it comes to digital products that I call minis, bite-sized products that are easy for your audience to consume and easy for you to create, here are some of the things that we're talking about. Number one is to create a mini series, being able to publish on a particular topic and then build that out over time. So, for example, Afi was talking about yesterday her amazing brand, Art by Afi, right? And thinking about one concept and then breaking it up for different types of target groups, right? So, that's one thing to think about. Can I create a mini series? And if I'm going to publish, let's say, for example, a guide that is both print and or digital, here is my content to cash flow guide, right? Here is Tiffany. Tiffany's on my side right here. This is Tiffany's Strengthen Your Connection Guide, 10 tough relationship questions to ask your partner, right? And so in the case of Tiffany, thinking about creating a mini series, but based on different things that her target group needs to know. So in the case of Afi, thinking about different target groups, or in the case of Tiffany, one target group, right? Working with couples on their relationships, but the different areas of their relationship that they can work on one by one, right? Hold on, let me see here. Hey, morning, morning. Monique is in the building. Awesome to see you here, my dear. I'm going to attempt to try to check the chat as best as I can as we go through today. Oh, by the way, give me a second, y'all. Let me try to share this out on my Facebook as well. As I'm doing that, you can share this out too. And like I said, let me know, 1, 2, or 3, are you looking to work on number one, high ticket offers, holiday sales offers, or recurring revenue? Which of these are you looking to work on? Possibly all of them. Could be all of them. Who knows? So let me just make sure that I put this link into our groups so you guys can find it there as well. Looking for one more group. We've got the North Carolina, the Accelerator, and the Power Circle. All right. I want to make sure that I do this now versus later. Okay, so back to you. Money, minis that make you money. The first thing that I talked about was a mini series, number one. And what we're doing, okay, and you might want to do this as well. So I said to you, hey, Dr. Fertonia, okay, a high ticket offer with recurring revenue. Okay, good. I see you. You may want to do this as well. Make sure that at the very least, you go to maybe Google Docs or in a notebook, create a table. And as I break down these ideas, think about the kind of offers that are coming up for you, either things that you have or want to create. We did this yesterday. We've got tables inside of our monthly mini idea guides. These are Google Docs that I put together. If you don't have the monthly mini idea guide, go over to sizzlesense.com/MAMO so that you can download your guide plus other resources inside of one of the monthly mini starter kits that are there. Okay. My goal is to help you work on making your minis. Okay. Hey, Elizabeth. Oh, I miss you too. We'll see you in January. You'll be here in January. Okay. Okay. So make notes, get your guides. If you do it in the Make a Mini guide, you can put a table in there to start to list out the offers you want to create. If not, you could do this in a Google Doc, okay? So the first one I talked about is creating some sort of a series of content. And either this can be based on you identifying several target audiences that you kind of want to create something for each audience, or you have one target audience, like in the case of Tiffany, her website, Relationships on the Go, working with her target audience, couples, but talking about different topics in the series. Okay, that is number one. Number two, one of the things that you can do is work on creating a magazine, right? Whether you create a standalone magazine or, Tiffany, do you have yours? I should have certain things beside me. Thank you. Whether you work on creating a standalone magazine that you sell as a subscription, y'all know who this, your bestie on the cover here. You can either do that, or you can incorporate it into an existing offer, right? So Afi's amazing brand, Wear What You Make. She is wearing her fabulous creations, and hopefully I get to have them on the couch with me in a bit. Being able to create your magazines and then offer it to your subscribers, that's something that you can do as well. I've been working on magazine issues for the amazing ladies in the circle. Anybody here wants to create a magazine or you have one, let me know. This is for Tiffany, Relationships on the Go, her magazine here, number one. And then let's see, Lucina, the amazing Lucina. She is all about helping ladies untap their inner diva. This is her magazine issue number 2. Do you have a magazine, standalone or incorporated into your program, right? And if that's something that you want to do, what kind of branded magazine would you like to incorporate into your offers, right? I want to create one. Okay, so what kind of branded magazine would you want to create? This is great for several reasons. Number one, you get to highlight your information, right? The content that you want to share with your audience. Okay, so this is, I helped my clients put these together. This is actually Lucina on her cover of Divas magazine. This is Divas Unveiled magazine, number 1. And then Tiffany is all about sharing her expertise when it comes to relationship building, right? With couples, reconnecting. And that is what her first issue, the Relationships on the Go magazine is about, okay? So think about that as well. Let's keep on keeping on. What I want to do is give you an overview of the ones that we're talking about here. Series and magazines, manuals. So manuals are creating guides. And Afi, yesterday we talked about, she's got 4 principles that she's working on for her offer and putting that into a guide. Anyone here have systems, processes that they want to teach others, right? We talked about that with Tiffany as well. She's working on creating a resource that showcases her methodology to relationship building with her clients, right? So you want to think about for yourself, do you want to create a mini manual, right? Where you're walking people through, guiding them through the principles that you teach. Those of you who are here, whether you're watching live or on the replay side, what do you want to teach? Do you have methods, systems, processes, and are they organized in some form of a document that you can offer to your audience? So let's see here. As much as I'm trying to stretch and grab without dropping anything. Okay. This is my guide, the 3-hour workday routine, right? So my ladies who are here as well, I want you to build on what you've already built, right? So we started, I said, I want you to keep it simple, just have 1 or 2 things we're working on this weekend. But in your tables, what other guides do you want to work on? What other series do you want to build out? So you're creating a list of the assets that you want to work on over time. Hey, Latasha, method, systems, processes. Yes, you want to think about things that you teach. So in this case, this is my 3-hour workday routine. This is a process that I documented, mapped out, how I work on being productive, and then I put it into this guide for my audience, right? Here is another one. This is actually a 3-part series. This series is all about STAY, stay. So I have stay productive, which is this one. This is 21 plus micro projects for entrepreneurs. Stay paid, because y'all need to be paid right now. I need somebody to drop stay paid into the chat. If you energetically want to manifest that, stay paid, one part of the series, stay productive, another one, and then stay positive. Because Lord knows, as entrepreneurs, we need to stay positive. It is a lonely, challenging road. And being able to turn that into the series is something that I did. Okay. So do you want to create a series? And what would that series look like for you? That's something that you got to think about. I see you laughing at me. Stay paid. Drop it in there. Stay paid. Stay paid. Stay positive. Stay paid. Stay productive. Right. So do you want to create mini manuals in which you are teaching people your systems, your processes, your methodologies, what makes sense for you? And we're actually creating tables inside of our documents where we can work on listing out the assets. So there are 2 types. Either assets that you have or assets that you want to create, right? So in the case of relationships on the go, Tiffany has some amazing assets that made it really easy for me to work on creating this for her. Do you guys have the 90-minute magazine templates? Do you have it? If you don't, you want to make sure that you get the full collection of templates, that when you go over to the starter kit page, there is an option to add on the full collection so that you can get the magazine template, you can get the mini series template, challenges template, all of them in there, okay? And again, that's at www.sistersense.com/MAMO, make a mini offer. If anybody could drop that link into the chat for me, I'd love you for free. I see my girl Adonia is in the building. Good early morning. I know, listen, I've been up since 4 o'clock, okay? So my mouth is moving, but my brain is not, okay? I've been up since 4. But I went to sleep pretty early. What did we finish yesterday? I think it was like 9, I think, maybe somewhere between 9 and 10 last night that we finished. So almost 10. Yeah. So after that, I passed out. And then 12 o'clock in the morning, the phone was ringing. And you ever wake up and feel like you don't know where the hell you are? Because this is not my house. I don't know where the hell I am. The phone is ringing. And I'm like, what is that sound? And so I get up, and the front desk lady is like, I'm sorry to wake you up. JP is downstairs. He can't get in, because I locked every one of them damn locks. I'm like, I'm the only person in here right now. Nobody's trying to get in. I was like, oh, yes, Jay, yes, okay. So he woke me up at 1. I looked at him cross-eyed and then went back to sleep. That was my night. Got back up at 4. All right, so mini series, mini magazines, mini manuals, mini classes. Right now, I'm giving you guys a taste of what we do in the North Carolina weekend workshops. This is the Print Your Profits workshop for now. That's what I'm doing right now with my amazing bosses hanging out with me this weekend. The next one is in January. And listen, y'all, they already coming out for January, and only just a few spaces, okay? And some of y'all already registered. I know that Elizabeth is going to be hanging out with us in January as well. Being able to sit down and think about your offers and in a safe, quiet place, create them is so important. It's so important. So as you see, I'm teaching right now in North Carolina. What do you want to teach? Drop it into the chat. One thing that you want to teach people how to do. One thing that you can do is create a mini class. So I know Afi is well versed in this, because y'all, she got 500 YouTube subscribers, baby. Y'all need to follow her on YouTube. Her amazing channel, Wear What You Make by Afi Rule. She is awesome. I've been working with Afi for well over 10 years. It's been a minute, honey. She's well versed in creating videos. And when I get her up here, she can talk about her expertise sharing with beginners how to work on their sewing skills. Can you create a series of mini classes? Now, I have worked with Tiffany for maybe about 3 years now, roughly. About 2.5, going on 3 years.
Yeah.
20, yeah. 20, absolutely, yeah, okay. And so in that space, she has been creating a lot of great content as well. So I want you to think about what kind of mini classes, okay? I'm live right now, but when I say mini, I say this, 30 to 20 minutes at most. 10 to 15 on average. It's crazy, but 10 to 15 minutes is long form on YouTube, okay? Considering that short form is for some people 7 seconds, 10 to 15 minutes is long, right? Can you create classes that you can share and put out there the information that you offer to your audience, okay? A series of mini classes. Now, what are the January dates? Always MLK weekend, always MLK. So, I love working with my Melanin Magic boss besties. And so it's always Friday, Saturday, Sunday before Martin Luther King's birthday every year. I don't know how many years. So when you think about this, for the classes that you all are creating, I want you to think about either one, looking at it from one of two perspectives. You make a guide. What kind of class could you create to go with the guide? Or you have a guide. What kind of class could you create? Right? One versus the other. So because we were talking about creating guides yesterday, a good example of a guide for you, right, is you were talking about maybe based on your resources, 5 different resources you've created to help your clients, right? So 5 ways we can work on your relationship building efforts, doing a mini class in which you walk them through the 5 different ways. And there are 5 different resources for each solution. So they would have the actual guide, right? But then there'd be a video for them to watch as well. So as I'm with you guys, I'm like, listen, work on making mini offers. I literally have a training called Master Monthly Minis. And I was speaking for a workshop this past week, and it was called Memberships What's Working Now Summit. So awesome. I got like 200 new subscribers. Folks were like, oh my God, this is so good. They watched the class and then they signed up to join me and the community, right? Now, doing summits, that's a whole other thing, but just itemizing for yourself, making a list of the different types of things you want to teach, turning those into 10, 15, 20-minute classes, and you can pair your classes with your guides, whether they are print or digital. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, it makes sense. If you're confused, ask a question. If I'm blind and I can't see it now, I see it later. Either way, okay? Let's see. Hey, Natasha, subscribed to YHD. Yes. Dr. Collins for clinical insight. Keep being great, ladies. Glad to catch a live. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love that you're shouting out and supporting our fellow business besties here as well. Afi for sewing. Absolutely. So make sure, y'all who are here, okay, whatever platform you're on, whether it be YouTube or Facebook, feel free to put in the link either to your business and or one of your social media profiles. So I see you guys shouting out Afi. Afi, if you could put your YouTube channel link in there as well. Tiffany, I don't know if you're following either on Facebook or YouTube, but y'all, whether you live or on the replay side, supporting each one, reach one, and we'll all make it to the top. Correct? Right? We support each other. So put your link in there, and or you can share someone you'd like to highlight and or support. So we're going through the list: series, magazines, manuals. I'm doing this live, but you could do a class. You don't have to always go live. You could do a 15, 20, 30-minute class and then offer that to your audience. Now, I said to you, do you have your templates? Do you have your templates, yes or no? If you go to make a mini offer, MAMO, so that's sistasense.com/MAMO, literally the starter kit starts at $7. So there is a starter kit in there that's going to help you create mini series. Okay, so there are literally 3 ebook templates in there to help you make a mini series, and then you can add on other starter kits. There's the mini course. Anybody want to make a mini course? There's the mini course. There's the mini series. There is mini classes if you want to be able to teach people and use the template that I've created to help you create a mini class that you sell. There are different templates in there to support you, and it literally starts at $7. Okay, that is at Make a Mini Offer, SusanSense.com/MAMO. Mentorship. All of us mentor on some level, right? So you may want to consider, I don't know if you want to do individual mentorship, that may not be what you want to do. But no. But if you do work with private clients, I know you were working with your VIPs yesterday. Dr. Fratonia is in the building, right? Do you want to create not just traditional mentorship, but minis, right? So I know that I was talking to Yolandi, and she's in the fashion industry. She does 2-hour consultations with her clients. Yolandi is in the UK. She's a part of my accelerator, and we're creating premium offers. One of her premium offers starts, okay, at $6,000. I mean, she's helping fashionistas get into being in London, Paris, New York, whatever. It starts at $6,000. Okay, she ain't for play, but her hours traditionally are 2 hours. When you're working with clients, I know you said you have like a coaching package. Traditionally, how long do you work with them?
1 hour each.
1 hour.
One intensive, then we'll do like about 5 or 6 hours.
5 or 6 hours for an intensive in one day, maybe.
Or over 2 days or over a week.
Or over 2 days, or kind of break it up, right? So when we think about traditional coaching, it could be relatively long. The mini size, we are thinking about mini mentorship when you're offering coaching that is anywhere between 30 minutes and under, right, on the short end, or you're offering coaching in the form of Voxer coaching, which is very popular now. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, which is a platform, literally it's called Voxer, and clients can check in with you, send you audio messages, and or you send messages back to them, right? So my business coach, that's one of the ways in which we check in on a weekly basis. I have the opportunity to talk to him one-on-one every month, and then in between those sessions, we're doing Voxer coaching via audio voice messages, right? So do you want to create a space where not only are you doing the 5-hour coaching, or you're doing, the 6 hours or 2 days, when a client is like, listen, I'm about to strangle him. Okay. So you need, you need to help me figure out how to keep this marriage intact. In between sessions, maybe that's something that you offer, right? Now, we're working on high ticket offers. I don't know if beyond your traditional sessions, there's opportunities for clients to check in with you and communicate if they need ongoing support. But building out what your higher level experiences are is important. I don't know if that's an option, if you want to be able to give them that. But it is something that allows you to communicate without having to get on the phone, because I don't like the phone. But when they send you a message, you can message them back wherever you are, whenever you want, which is kind of appealing. Thoughts on that one?
No, I agree. That's in the coaching, like if you have a higher tier, you can kind of check in with me, like, at least once a week if you want to send a message or something comes up.
Yeah.
But that's in a higher ticket offer.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because it's direct access, right? So being able to have direct access to you, higher ticket offer, right? Absolutely. And so there are 3 different types of minis that I talk about when it comes to mini mentorship. Those are 2 of them. We're not going to go too far into that because otherwise we would be on here all day. And I have to get off of here shortly so that we can work on finishing their offers over the course of the weekend. That is why they drive all the way over here. Okay. Next time you come, whether you drive or you fly, and we'll hang out together. So write these down. Somebody feel free to put these in bullets if you would like to. Mini series, mini magazine, mini manuals, mini classes, mini mentorship. Okay, that's 5 so far. Mini series, mini magazines, manuals, classes, mentorship. I have 17 of these. I'm just giving you a few. Okay, baby, I got 17. Do you have your templates? If you don't, you want to go over to make a mini offer, get the starter kit. It starts at $7, and you can add on if you would like to get access to other types of digital offers, mini digital offers you can create with the trainings and the templates included. Okay. And then we have mini masterminds, which is you doing classes, but with your community real time, right? Whether you do them live stream style or via some sort of webinar platform. MIDI Media is you being able to give them downloadables each month, right? So we were talking about with Afi's art brand, what kind of content would you give them? Now, did you solidify that? Because I know for the other platform, the other target audience, you've got your sewing classes, you've got your patterns, what have you. As you're kind of building this one out, thinking about art and healing, what you're going to include in that kind of a subscription.
I have 2 ideas. I just need to flesh it, like figure out how that's gonna look.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about, especially when it comes to art, being able to give people the opportunity to do like digital printing. You could do stickers.
Yeah.
I mean, there are different types of things that you can do. Now, in every industry, there are downloadables that you can offer to your audience. If you create some sort of subscription where you're giving people monthly media, in my case, for me, people paying me to get my templates every month, right? What kind of content can you offer to your audience on a month by month basis in digital format? That's what mini media is, okay? Bite-sized, valuable pieces of content, right? Now, it could be that every month you give them a guide, right? You give them some sort of a guide, and or you build it out, right? Creating high ticket offers is about building things. So in the case of Tiffany, we have the Relationships on the Go magazine. We have her Strengthen Your Connection relationship guide. These are just 2 pieces of the resources that she has. So you can come up with a combination of resources you want to add and offer to your audience on a monthly basis. Another example I can share is this right here. This is one of my templates. It's a planner template. And this planner is for the brand magazine. And then this is this, well, it's not the same thing. It looks similar, but it's different. This is for the monthly minis planner. So this goes into the concept of series as well, because these are for 2 different trainings I did. I did one for the minis, and then I did one for the magazine, and then each has its own planner. So if you create classes with that class, you could give them worksheets, you could give them a planner, something that is easy for you to create, because once you create your design, you just duplicate it, rinse and repeat it. Because in this case, these 2 pretty much look very similar. The glare is going to throw you off slightly, but if you look at the top, the text obviously in the middle is different and the photos are different, but the branding is the same. And for me, I want to create like that chicken soup for the soul, for dummies consistency where you go, oh, that's LaShonda's, right? So when it comes to being able to create content, once you figure out or I help you with your brand, you rinse and repeat it so you can use it for each part of your series. So that's food for thought. Number 1, or you build it out where you have different parts. Like this is the content to cash flow guide versus the content to cash flow planner, and being able to have the 2. Like this one, folks are always like, LaShonda, how do I do funnels, right? I literally sat down and did a whole like diagram of how to do funnels, and then I put it in here, right? How do I work on, making money with my digital products? Okay, so I've got the money map section in here. Let's crunch the numbers. How do you make $1,000? How do you make, however many 100 sales, right? And then being able to, how do you work on recurring revenue, continuity income, and being able to put it in this. So you maybe want to create a workbook or a planner. Maybe you want to create a small guide. These are the things to consider. So with your branding, that is monthly minis. Number one, drop the word minis into the chat for me so I know that you guys still hanging out. Say minis, okay? Number one. Number two is high ticket, okay? And that's what we are focused on right now, high ticket offers. So one of the things I love to do when I hang out with my besties here is to offer my sisters some swag. You know how I do, okay? So I'm about to do that for them, and then we're going to talk about high ticket offers, okay? Hey, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes, thank you. All right. So I see you guys hanging out in the chat while y'all are doing that. Let's grab, I'm trying to do this like surgeon style, grabbing a bag without everything tumbling down. So let's see if I could work that out. All right. Branding, of course, you can tell. I've got on my mellow yellow, love my turquoise, my purple. Afi was like, "You've got on purple socks." I was like, "Yes, I do." Okay, I'm a comfy kind of a girl, right? So you come in here, I'm be on my little dresses and my socks. That's what I like to do, okay? So this is the swag bag for this year. In January this year, Afi, were you here in January?
That was your last October.
Last October, okay.
I was here.
You were here in January. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, okay. So January I did, my theme was self-care, right? Gets cold, we gotta take care of ourselves. This is all about the girl boss on the go, okay? So I put some things in here that I like for my girl bosses on the go. The biggest thing in here is, and I hope y'all don't have this, but if you have it, then it'll be like a new one.
We'll just have to.
You just have to.
It's the one we're trying to get.
You know, that it's special because I gave it to you. Right. Do you have one? You have one?
I don't think so.
You're looking at, do you know what it is?
It's a tray.
It is, but it's for your car.
Oh.
So you turn your wheel
Mhm.
and then you stick it on, and then you got your iPad, you got your whatever. And this is me when I'm waiting for Christopher in the car. I have everything in there and I am typing. And I don't know how many times I'm on the phone with you and you're like, girl, I'm in the car with these kids. I love this thing. I swear by it. You can put your, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but you can put your drink in here. You can eat here. I mean, most folks, they use this section and they're eating. We bosses, we use this section and we're working, okay? So I have my iPad right here and just going to work in the car. So this is one of my absolute favorites. It took 2 seconds, but like I said, you reverse the wheel and then you plop it on so that you can sit and work.
Yeah, I work in my car, so
Yeah.
It's my mobile office.
That exactly. I don't know why, but it hits different when you work in the car. I just, nobody's there. If I want to get extra, because I think also for me, it's the temperature. If I want to get really cold or really hot without other people telling me that I'm like messing up the house,
Yeah.
temperature in the house, I can do it in my car and be like, leave me alone, get out. This is my space. But this one is my favorite, number one. Next thing that you're going to see from yours truly is you've got your hydration, number two. So cute. And it's got the purple and the turquoise. Isn't that cute? As Afi quiet screams in the corner. You got to work on the branding, right? You got to work on the branding. Absolutely love this. One of the things that I love about it is not only is it really lovely as far as my brand is concerned, it's got the times and it also has the amounts that you're supposed to drink. And Lord knows us staying on top of what we do as busy entrepreneurs is like, it's a thing. So for my busy bosses, your mobile water bottle as well as your laptop desk, number one and number two. Next thing I have in here for you is the charging for your car. This one's cool, and I'll tell you why, because you have the front charging port, but then also you have a back charging port. So you have one cable that's in the front, but if you have people in the back seat, they can have one, because God knows half the time I'm trying to figure out how to connect my son's devices to the front port. And that can be annoying when everybody's trying to share the same ones. So this allows you to have connection in the front, connection in the back, everybody's connected, right? So the next thing that you're going to see in here, and this is when I was packing these, I found this and I was like, I don't think I've shared these for like 5 or 6 years. So this is an oldie but goodie. It's one of my Sister Sense tees.
Oh, it's V-neck. I love V-neck.
Yeah, I know, right? V-neck hits different.
Yeah.
I like V-neck versus rounded.
Girly.
Yes, it gives you that girly little plunge, you know, a little bit of some, but not too much.
Yeah.
You know, some. So, and it's got Sister Sense. This is my old Sister Sense logo at the bottom. And yes, Lioness, an amazing illustrator, and she creates her own branded t-shirts. She illustrated this for me, I want to say maybe a decade ago. And then I created the t-shirts. So I put that in here for y'all as well. And then you got your guides. So as we talk about today, why do I have like 5 guides in this one? This is why you shouldn't put things in bags at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so as we're talking about today, I wanted you guys to be able to have illustrations of several things. For the things that you're working on this weekend, do you want to create guides for that, right? And then we'll grab the template and jump in that. Do you want to create planners or workbooks that they can kind of process and go through some things? I know your focus is journals, right? And or the magazine, and you've got the Sister Sense latest mini mag in there as well. So mini mags are anywhere between 8 to 12 pages on the small end, 12 to 20 on the high end. If I'm doing like 32, 44, it's a special edition, because we ain't doing that every month. It's just, we're not doing that every month. So there you go. These are just some examples of some of the things that LaShonda puts her foot in these bags. Thank you. I appreciate you, sweetie. You know, even though she's right here, I could just hug her from this distance. But these are mini series, mini magazines, mini manuals. These are examples of some of the types of offers that you can put together. Now, if you remember, I said this is about holiday and high ticket offers. One of the things that I teach is my FAST method to content creation: FAST, formulas, automation, systems, and templates. What are you missing? Do you have formulas to get your things done? Are you missing automation? Are you missing systems? Are you missing templates? That's how I get things done fast, baby. It's the win for me when it comes to content creation and monetization. Because you can't make money without being able to quickly get these things out of your mind onto paper and then into your bank account. Okay, you need to be fast with that process. Who feels like things take forever for them? Forever. FAST, formulas, automation, systems, templates. You need to be working on these areas. Okay, let me know where you feel like you're missing something. Number 1. Number 2, as I mentioned to you, if you don't have the Make a Mini starter kit, go grab it. SisterSense.com/MAMO. Somebody drop that link into the comment box for me. I love you for free. SisterSense.com/MAMO. Make a mini offer. So you want your templates, you want to work on automation systems. If you get the full template collection, number 1, I'm going to tell you it's half off right now. But number 2, we're doing the 90-day program, so I can work with you for 90 days. You unlock that as part of getting the full template collection. I can't say it's going to be there forever, but if you do want access to the 90-day experience and you don't currently have it, plus the 30 plus templates to help you work on creating your offers, I would say unlock the full template kit. The starter kit is literally $7. No excuses. You can find a way or find an excuse, but you cannot do both. I know that this world is challenging right now, and for a lot of folks, money is funny. That's why I wanted to make sure the starter kit was, if not free, practically free. Okay, so you can get the starter kit. You can start with some templates, create a mini series. There are 3 templates in there, starts at $7. But of course, if you did unlock the full kit, you get access to the 90 days plus all 30 templates I've created for you. So first thing that I'm going to do is, I don't know, you're going to have to look at the size. I don't know. But, and if, if the size works, great. If not, you let me know, I give you another size. we're going to talk about high ticket offers. I'm going to work with ladies on brainstorming, and y'all get to see them in the hot seat brainstorming their high ticket offers with me for a minute. And then we're going to log off so we can work on some content creation, Sister Sense style. If you would like to work with me, 2 things I will say. Number 1, you can email me, sistersense@gmail.com, or you could look at my current Insider Circle program. I'm going to tell you this. Folks is signing up to the Insider Circle because I've already been quietly talking to people about it on the phone, via email, all the things. And there are 10 spaces in the focus level, and there are 10 spaces in the higher levels. What does that mean? That means that for 12 months, you and I will be working on your content creation efforts together, and ladies have already signed up. So if you're interested in that, that is going to be at ICP for Insider Circle Program, okay? Insider Circle Program, ICP. sistersense.com/ICP will take you there so that you can get anywhere between a set of calls just to kind of check in with me as needed, or calls every month, access to the North Carolina workshop, either 1 or 2 of those that I do annually every year, access to the weekly trainings that we do inside of Sister Sense Circle, all the templates that I have for you. If you want to work with me over the course of, I would say, if we start now, 15 months, right? Now from until the end of the year, 12 to 15 months, look at the Insider Circle, message me if you have any questions, because the space is limited and I've already been filling it up behind the scenes, all right? So, Afi, here is your bag, and you can let me know the size. I want to take pictures with y'all in our t-shirts, but later. Hopefully weather is good and we can do some photos with Jay on the, what is that? I want to say porch, but that's not porch. In the back area where the pool is, over there. So hopefully that side is good. Yeah? Okay. And then you could let me know. I didn't check. I'm just gotta throw stuff in there. You feel like that's good? Okay. Because sometimes they make them small, and I want to make sure that you feel they're fitted, but not crazy. So okay, let's talk about high ticket offers. Who wants to go first? Tiffany, Afi. Why you look the other way? So, Tiffany, you're right here. You're leading in. I'm gonna have you pop right here. I'm gonna slide right over.
Sure.
So you can slide into the virtual studio here that we got going on here. And then let me see if I need to move this like so, like that. I never know how to angle these things where it makes sense. Like I feel like maybe I need to push that this way.
Angle. Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, high ticket offers. Let's go through some of the things that I want you to think about. So, products versus programs is the first thing, right? And we've been talking about that for you. So, you have a list of products. What are some things that you have that you will be giving them? Your products, digital or physical?
Relationship workbook or journal, relationship cards to connect with each other.
So you've
The
got
Mars Method is an
the
audio
Mars
course.
Method is a course. So you've got your course, the Mars Method, your relationship journal, and you also have their Reconnect cards
Yes.
and digital cards, and then the physical cards as well, right?
Yes.
So creating high ticket offers, first thing that you have to do is kind of think about what you have versus what you want to create, right? And in the first set, we've got your products and your programs. Products being one, the main program, are they going to get it at each level? Because you got 3 levels that we're working on. Are they going to get access to the main program in each level or just one? Like the highest level?
The highest level.
Okay.
They'll get everything. So some of it is in the lower level.
But the program?
But the program, right. The program would include all of it. And then the highest ticket would include it all as well.
Okay. So being able to think about if you do want to create products versus programs, what do they get at each level? At every level, they should get an experience, right? So kind of like when Afi was quiet screaming with the purple turquoise water bottles. What kind of experience do you want to create? Because it's high ticket, right? It's got to be a difference. It's funny because I oftentimes will talk about getting, like, for example, a white t-shirt, and you could get a white t-shirt from the Dollar Tree, right? And then you could go to something like the Gap and get like a $30 white t-shirt just because it says like Banana Republic or the Gap. Now it's leveled up slightly that it's a lot more, right? And then of course we've seen those weird European companies that will have the most random of fashions and they're like $5,000 and you're like, who would buy that? And yet people buy that.
Yes.
So it really isn't so much the thing itself, because like I said, you can range a white t-shirt, or even, I love the example of cereal boxes, how you can go down the cereal aisle and see budget cereal, and then you go, wait, I have to give up my first baby to get this box of cereal because it's too expensive, right? Being able to create a range. What kind of experience, when you think of that, what is maybe one thing that you want to kind of create for your audience? And I kind of will precursor that question with, I know you said that you want to do in-person workshops, so that could be a part of it.
So the experience is really calm, the sense of calm, because when couples are, in conflict or just not really connecting, it's kind of that chaos feeling. And especially as I think of on the go, right? So relationships on the go, everyone's on the go. So I want to create that sense of calm, that sense of a warm, inviting environment, a safe space, essentially. So that's the experience.
Now, one of the things that you want to do when you're creating that for your audience is to think about what they need. So you were like, I'm going to be yesterday offering, for example, here's what you can do on a date night, right? Or here's what you can do to reconnect. When people are busy and they're on the go, they may not know or have the time to put certain things together. So what does that sound like as far as the experience you're creating for them when you're giving them this kind of information?
Right. So essentially it's working on a relationship in 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes or less. So like small mini things or activities that you can do daily that don't take too much of your time so that you can work on rebuilding a relationship.
And I love that concept. When I heard it yesterday, the 10 minutes, I was like, yes. Yes, I'm working on something called the 5-minute freebie. Y'all will see that come out soon. But being able to think about what is the most important thing, or some of the most important things. And for people who want to work on their relationship and there's urgency, time. It's like people usually don't think about working on the relationship, but it's like, oh, we just had a little argument. Like they are knocking on, if somebody calls the cops.
No cops.
They're at that point. They're at that point. So being able to create transformation in short bursts of activities. I think not only creating the solution, but also how you articulate what that solution is going to look like for them.
Right. So essentially it's spelling out. So even as I think of working with couples, it's like conflict resolution. So we talk about if you have conflict, how to close the circle. Like how if you have conflict, you just keep talking about it over and over again. So it's how to close the circle. So I do have a method that I work through with couples. Like these are the questions to ask yourself. And then how
That
to
could
close
be a
it.
guide.
How do we agree?
That could be
Mhm.
its own separate guide, how to close the circle.
Mhm.
Now, is that in the 10-minute one? Because we only did a few sections yesterday.
I put conflict in there, but that part isn't in there.
I put that in
Mhm.
there. That's a good one. That's a good one. So, thinking about your products, your programs, the experiences, also thinking about virtual versus in person,
Mhm.
because you will be doing quite a bit of both.
Right. So in person quarterly, and virtual monthly.
Okay. Okay. So, so 4 sessions a year are going to be in person. Okay,
Yes.
good. That's manageable. Because when I do these North Carolina workshops, I try to do at least 2 to 4 a year. So you got to kind of think about what's going to work well for you. Now, when it comes to creating, for example, an in-person experience, where you have it and what you have it also plays into it, right?
Mhm.
Some people want to do retreats. Some people want to be able to, for example, Cynthia, she was like, oh, I want to take people to different spas, or she loves tea. So she's like different places where they can do like tea sessions or whatever. What kind of experiences, what kind of locations do you want to take couples to? Or do you have a space that's going to be like your branded space?
No, so it's going to be really just working on relationship and fun, right? So being able to incorporate that because we're looking at rebuilding a foundation, rebuilding friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be working on some aspects and then being able to have fun associated with it.
Okay, good.
So somewhere where you can have those experiences of the funness, the workshop, funness, maybe some food, right?
Yeah.
Always kind of bridging that together so that it's a break and
Right.
it's time just to work on the relationship and not all the other things going on.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. So making sure that when you're thinking about the experience, virtual, in person, what's going to set it apart and make sense for your audience. Now, when I talk about high ticket and price points, there's also something to consider around monthly versus annual, right? I want you to think about that as well because we were looking at prices yesterday. What are you thinking about? Because you have the program concept already kind of framed out for
Mhm.
yourself. I can't remember, was it a year or was it like 6 months or something?
Well, it's condensed to 6 weeks and then it can extend out to
Okay.
a year-long program.
Okay, so right now it's condensed.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see what it looks like as an annual
Mm-hmm.
experience because a condensed, how much is it?
$19.97.
Okay, so 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 6 weeks at 2,000, if they were to work with you in 6-week increments 4 times for the year, that would be an $8,000 experience for them.
Right.
And then if you were to add on, now does that include the retreat with the groups that you're working on as well or no?
That's one.
That's
what's one.
that. Okay, so it could be anywhere between $8,000 to $10,000 between what kind of events they do with you or within a group if you take that and build it out a little bit more. So I would be curious to see what you could put together for them
Mm-hmm.
as far as a 1 year. Have you done long ones with clients before who are like, listen, we want to have that ongoing support for a while?
I've worked with someone for a year. So, and really just we work on what we're working on each month, how to break it down, how to make improvements and continue to go.
Okay.
So
would you present it to them beforehand or just kind of worked out that way that they
that was
worked with
worked
you?
out that way, but I would essentially obviously plan it out if I were to do a year long. So it would incorporate intensives like that I do. So maybe like a 3-hour or 4-hour intensive, just working through the relationship, maybe quarterly or something to give them something intensive. And then in addition, you get to work through whatever we've worked on over the course of months just to make sure that's resolved.
So let me ask you this. if we were to think about you taking this foundational $2,000 6 week, building it out into, let's say, a $10,000 1 year, how many clients could you realistically take on for that?
About 10.
Okay, so that'd be $100,000 offer for 10 clients.
Mhm.
I think that that would be a good buffer in between working with your current clients or the virtual clients, because those are two different, like people just kind of virtually getting your content.
Right.
Then your current client base, if you had that client base as well, that would be a whole different target.
Right.
So I think we should do it.
Okay, that sounds awesome too.
Tiffany is one of the ladies in my accelerator, by the way. So we're brainstorming, working on the Fresh Start Accelerator right now, where I'm working with clients to create 1K offers and up. And so we're gonna map out this 10K offer. Okay, we're gonna make it work. Cause 10 clients at 10K, that's your 6 figures right there, right? Y'all trying to figure out 15 ways to Sunday to get to 6 figures, and you could just get 10 people at 10,000, and bam, there you go. So okay, you know what? Screenshot. It literally is 1010. That's the Lord right there. It is 1010. I love my angel numbers. So listen, we've got monthly versus annual. So we're talking about that. Premium packages. We're going to break down what your premium offer is going to include. And then we're going to talk about membership portals and everything offers. Now, you're not going to give them the baby and the bathwater, but thinking about the things that you can put in to make that offer bigger. So that's going to be kind of your homework for today as we go through the content. What we already started working on a portal. We could think about what to add into the portal, or a different version of the portal if they're going to be working with you over the course of a year. And then what that kind of holistic everything experience looks like. And I think that you could probably get, because you've already done it, if you lean into working with them and saying, hey, this is something that I've been doing with clients already, and I can see us working over the course of the next year. Because now is a pivotal time to do that kind of thing, so that they'd be able to work with you going into the new year. I think it would make sense. Let's see if we can get that happening.
So we're going to fall in love again.
Fall in love again. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. That play on words is cute. I write that down. Fall in love again. And you see two people and the leaves are falling. I like that. We got branding and everything going on right now.
I come up with the words. LaShonda has the artistic vision of it.
Put it together. Put it together. So, all right. I think you're good. I'm going to have Afi enter the virtual seat and hang out with me. Let me come on this side so you can come on this side. Ooh, lost my glasses. Okay, so I will say this. If you do have questions or comments, I will double check after the fact. And hopefully you can check out Tiffany Relationships on the Go if you'd like to know some more about her expertise. If you feel like you need some help and support with your relationship, she is the one to know. Relationshipsonthego.com. Okay, so we've got the lovely Afi Ruel in the building. So, Afi, you have 2 brands. First, let's talk about that.
Okay. I'm writing down notes for my hot seat session. I'm listening.
So 2 brands.
Yeah.
Share a little bit about each of those for us.
Okay, so first brand is Wear What You Make, and I created that to help other beginner sewists learn how to wear what they make. I get asked, oh, can you make me fill in the blank for X amount of dollars? And my response now is, no, I cannot.
Yeah.
But for $9 a month, I can teach you how to make it.
Mm.
Maybe not the gown, but I can teach you the basics of sewing. And Art by Afi, I created because I want to be a thriving artist. I want to be an artist where the things that I paint, the things that I draw,
Yeah.
I can replace my current income. Like I want to be a working artist.
Mhm.
So I'm not there yet with the Art by Afi brand. I have some print on demand things. I did okay last year around the holidays selling some print on demand things, but I really want to find my tribe. I want to I'm thinking about Bob Ross. Like how I think one of the reasons why people just loved him was because he wanted to use his art to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
And even if you weren't an artist, you know, he wanted you to be excited about using art to feel better about yourself and about the world that you live in.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do with my art. So
I love that. And as I'm thinking about the first thing, which is products versus programs here, I would say before even that precursor, people, and thinking about, now there are different ways that we can talk about people, right? Number one is target groups. Okay. So we can talk about people who you said in one group is around healing, right? You did say that there are people who say, "Can you make that?" And you go, I can put in your group. However, for the people who do want to make it, because she's made everything that she's won this weekend so far, y'all. Okay. For the people who do want you to make it, if we put some extra zeros on it, we don't want to leave them out either. Right?
Yeah.
There may be a space for that group within Art by Afi for the people who want commissioned work from you, because you have done commissioned work before.
Yeah.
So can we have a list of people and those groups that you can start to think about? Or perhaps, because we're going to be working on your high tickets,
Yeah.
who's best fit?
Mm.
Because here's the thing, sometimes what we got with the blinders on, we're like, I'm trying to create this $3 offer and I'm trying to get 3,000 people to buy this $3 offer. So that I can make I just need 3,000 people to buy my ebook for $2.99. Lord, I'm gonna get them. Sometimes if you just look the other way, you may have an audience, because you said nope. She said, I love one of the ladies in my circle, Quanisha. Quanisha once said, you got to say it with your chest. So they say it with a check, right? And so she said it with her whole chest. No. I will teach you how to do it. I ain't doing nothing for nobody. And we get burned out sometimes, for real, right? When you work on those kind of clients, projects, you do get burned out. But when you make it more profitable for you, it's more palatable. It goes down a little bit easier when it's more profitable. So even for yourself, Tiffany, thinking about people, the one group is the people who want 6 weeks, and you say those are my 6 weeks, right? But then you have a few people who coming into it know this is going to take some time. They need some ongoing support, because I had a client say to me, she's in my accelerator, and she said to me, okay, LaShonda, we're going to be working together for 15 months. Then what? I said, what do you mean then what? 15 months is a long time. But she said, then what? So if you could have those people who say, then what? You already know what? A year. So being able to craft out the year experience, that's a whole different group of people. Are you looking at, some of y'all, I don't got my glasses on right now, one people group, and there might be 2 or 3 that are hidden to you that you're not aware of? Okay. Now, I feel like there's a hidden one for Afi, and she said it, but she wasn't really studying them. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes you need somebody else to pull it out of you, because you won't see it for yourself. You won't see it for yourself. So literally, I was working with my coach, and I said to him, okay, we're going to talk about this offer. It was a starter offer. It was $27. Okay. Let's talk about this offer. Signed up. I told them already. I signed up to this coaching program, and they said, okay, you can work with one person, one of the coaches. It's going to be $10,000. 2 of the coaches is going to be $20,000. I said, listen, y'all, I didn't plan on doing this, so I'll do the smaller one. Okay. So we got on the first call, and then he says to me, okay, this is the plan. This is the plan. You're going to work on a $4,000 offer. You're going to sell 10 of those, and your homework is to make 40,000. He was like, when you watch the recording, I want you to see your face right now. I said, well, I came on this call to talk to you about a $27 digital product, and now you're telling me to do a $4,000 offer. This is a different conversation that we're having right now. But sometimes you have to have a different conversation if you want a different outcome, right? Because the reality is there might be an outcome that you want, but you keep trying the same way to get it and you're not quite getting there, right? So literally, this is me signing up to work with him. What was that? That was the 21st. I signed up, and that was 10,000, right? And then within 2 weeks, I made close to 8,000. And then I said to him, by the end of the month, I'll have secured the 40,000. And he was like, that's what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, if you don't have somebody in front of you to be able to help you figure out what to do to move forward, you're not going to move forward, right? And so when we work together, I'm all about, whether it be 4 figures, 5 figures, or 6 figures, that's where I can support you, right? I said to him, I'm trying to get to 7 figures to have at least $1 million in the bank to retire when I'm 50. And I said, I'm 44. He's like, that's 6 years away. That's too long. That's too long. So he's like, that needs to happen next year. So even that, that whole concept is for my spiritual, hold on. Oh, hold on, it's housekeeping, y'all. She's going to get it for me. With respect to my, we're good. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. And so being in a place where you need to think about for yourself, right? You need to think about for yourself what you want, okay? But for my spiritual entrepreneurs in the building, we all know that what we want for ourselves, God wants tenfold that for us, right? And sometimes we may not see it, but he will put somebody in our lives to show us that, right? And so he said, listen, I am not about them survival goals, girl. I need you to hit that $1 million next year. We ain't doing that in 6 years, okay? We need that in the bank next year. And then creating a strategy to get there. Those missing parts are what you need. Now, once I become that 7-figure sister, I'm going to teach you that, okay? I'll teach you that. But right now, we can work on the fundamentals of, as I like to say, depending upon where you are, because you could be a 9-to-5er with your business on the side or full-time, 4-figure foundation. Do you want to get to a 4-figure foundation? Do you want to have a 5-figure focus? You get to the 5-figure focus when you could realistically have a 4-figure foundation. You know how to make 4 figures a month. When you get there, the next level is the 5-figure focus. And then if you can realistically make 4 to 5 figures a month, you could easily, without thinking, make 6 figures in sales. It just is a no-brainer, right? You get to a point where you're making, on the high end, a high 4 figures, or even a low 5 figures. You're going to get to 6 figures relatively quickly. But those are the 3 buckets that I teach clients around. You can identify where you are and let me know what you're trying to accomplish. Because again, either you're starting from scratch or it's supplementing your main income, right? So somebody write it down for me. 4-figure foundation, 5-figure focus, 6-figure sales. Which bucket are you going? I can't teach you the 7-figure one because I didn't get there yet, okay? But once I'm done with him, I'll show you that, okay? But we start with the 4, 5, or 6 to see where you want to be, okay? So with my girl Afi, we talked so far about people, number 1. Let's talk about products and programs, number 2. So the kind of program, and you said one of my goals is just to put it out on paper today.
Yes.
Have you kind of fleshed out a little bit more products and programs that you want to offer?
Yes. So for Afi, I actually I feel like I solidified like what I want to put in my journals. And that'll make it easier to go back and create the artwork and to talk about it, you know, how you complete it. Because we talked about doing like a little mini guide that explains like why we're doing this, what to put in it, and even put maybe like some examples. Because I feel like that's a big thing when people look at your artwork, when they see visually what you're doing and you incorporate it into something that's important for them.
Meaningful.
I think right.
Yeah.
I think they're more likely to actually complete it and enjoy the process as opposed to, you know, I don't want it to be that experience because I know it's been like that for me at certain points, and for me, art and things like that, beauty, and you know, finding the beauty in the process and the enjoyable parts of the process and focusing on that has helped me tremendously.
Now, let me say this for you, and this is a key word to write down: different. Different. It's important because you said, I know that that was true for me. And what is about what you're creating going to create something for them that is different, right? So for example, let's just be honest, because everybody got templates. I'm not the only one. You could throw a rock at somebody on Amazon KDP with a journal, okay? You want to be a bestseller, your journal has to be different, right? And so what you're going to put into it, like for example, is it over there? Is it over here? I thought I put it over there. Oh, there we go. Thank you. You know when you see something and then all of a sudden you want it and it's not there. Tiffany, can you pass me that container right there? It might be in that set. Okay, here we go. This one right here. First of all, can I just say, baby, this is Daily Talks by the one and only right here, right? Wisdom is like tea. When you drink it daily, it refreshes the body, mind, and soul. How beautiful is this? One of Afi's amazing creations. So beautiful. This is my 30-day fresh start journal, right? Those of you who've been feeling like you need a change, your fresh start starts now, okay? And at the beginning of, now I will say this, we did this journal last year. You were here when we did journals last year, right? I love this design. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to show it to you close up because I'm just blind as that right now. But the innards, there are line pages, right? What matters to me is the beginning. The beginning is on different things. It's on your simple profit plan, your simple post plan, the fresh start framework. It's on getting started on the process. So it's not just a journal with lined pages. There are some preliminary pages that make it stand out because again, I'm sharing my systems, my methodologies, my processes. Don't make no regular smegular journal with lines and think that it's going to sell out if you don't have an established brand, okay? If you're not some sort of influencers where people's just going to buy it because they're your fan, something has to set it, thank you. Something has to set it apart. Like Afi, you identifying the principles that you're going to be teaching to really make it stand out for your audience. So different, okay? I know that one thing that's different, Tiffany, is the 10 minutes. So being able to give them these short bite-sized activities. And who wants different? What does your high ticket client want that's different from everybody else? Yeah. Right? If you can identify, and this, to be honest with you, not just the high ticket offers, but just your clients in general, what do they want that's different, right, from their experiences? So that's the next thing for you to consider. So let's look at the next one on this list for you is virtual versus in-person. For this brand, what are you going to be doing? In-person, virtual, direct?
So I have a lot to think about for Art by Afi in terms of virtual versus in person or both.
Because we did talk about the virtual though.
We did, because we talked about like, you know, you see people doing like the sipping paints and things like that. But going to your question, like, what is it about me or what I'm doing that is different
Mhm.
than, and that is what I will have to go through and think about, you know, and
Doing like a virtual sip and paint
Right.
that's going to make it different
yeah,
from somebody else.
yeah. And one thing, because LaShawna was mentioning on YouTube and how I've grown on YouTube. And so first, I recognize that I am a small channel.
I'm so excited because let me tell you something. Right? So let's just backtrack back in December when I was on the road driving to Raleigh, talking to Afi on the phone. She's like, I ain't doing this YouTube no more. It ain't working. I was like, you better go out and create some more damn videos. And she's like, girl, I got to 500 subscribers. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and to LaShonda's point, I think it was beginning of this year, I've doubled my subscriptions, you know, just in that amount of just this year.
Yeah.
So number one, I am a small channel, but 500 and some people
It's
said,
huge.
I want to hear more from you. And that means a lot to me.
That's huge.
And the interactions that I've gotten lets me know people want to see my face. They want to see me.
You're like, what?
I'm like, well, I don't know why y'all want to see this, but y'all do. Okay, we'll go with that. And something that, like, I'll be silly with Jason at home,
Yeah.
doing things that I'm not going to do here. And so he's like, well, why don't you do it? And I'm like, no.
Hold up, I want to get you in. Kind of cut up. I want to get you. No.
Okay.
A little closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll be like, well, why don't you just do the dance thing? And I'm like, no, because that's not professional. Nobody will take me seriously. But I started integrating that slowly but surely into
Your personality.
Yes. And people are just like, oh my God. One person was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you had all that personality. And I'm like, really? Really? But you do have to do that. You have to show up and be yourself. I mean, don't be offensive, but you know. But you know, show up and be yourself, you know.
I
and
agree.
Focus on that and what you do, and you'll find your people. And so that, you know, I said all that to say that it's like, I have to learn how to incorporate that into in person and get over, you know, whatever mental block, emotional block, or whatever that we all have. And just focus on that, you know, focus on the people that say, yes, I want to do this with you. Yes, I want to hear more from you. And figure out how to serve those people and go from there.
I love that because number one, you have to sit down, just as you said, I have to sit down and think about what I want my virtual experience to be different.
Yeah.
You have to also sit down and think about what aspects of my personality do I want to put in it to make it different.
Yeah.
I would make a list of the things that feel comfortable for you, right? You said, oh, that dance? No. We're immediately no. Okay.
Immediately.
We're not doing that. Okay. You got to think about what are those things that are because if you don't do that process, you're just going to say no to everything.
Yeah.
You're just going to say, no, I'm just going to do these videos and I'm not going to bring my personality out. So for example, Tiffany, you were talking about yesterday how you were doing the video or you were doing the experience. People were like, oh my gosh, your personality just came through. And you were like, I need more of that when I do my recordings, right? And I said, you know, either record yourself when you are doing a conversation with a client, or, you know, even simulating it. If you have somebody simulate common questions that someone asks you, and then you're just responding back to them to give them a more personal feel, and you don't kind of feel like you're just like stiff talking to the camera, like, this is what I want to talk to you about today, right? Because sometimes you may feel like you come off that way if you don't kind of like relax a little bit. So I love that difference. So what's going to make it different? Is this yours or just another? This is yours. I was like, this looks like hers. This is pretty.
Thank you.
This is so pretty. I'm going to order this one. Give me the link.
Okay.
Text me the link. I like that. It's got like purple hues and everything. Sorry, I'm obsessed with stationery. If you know, you know. You
Yeah.
like stationery, and then you just. Sometimes I don't even want to write in it. I just like to smell it and look at it and say it's pretty.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay, so we talked about how you're going to make your virtual experiences different, what aspects of your personality you're going to bring out, right? And then as far as virtual is concerned, inside of the subscription, we also talked about what you're going to include. You said I'm going to have to think about that a little bit too.
Yeah, because I know like the two main things that I've seen with artists is they are teaching other artists who want to improve. I don't know about that. Maybe in the years
Along
to
the
come.
line, yeah.
But then I see artists who they cultivate a fan base of people who just love what they do. And, you know, with that, they want to know who you are.
Yes.
And so that's where I can share my journey about the things that I've been through and the things that I am working through and overcoming, and how art and sewing is a part of that.
Yeah.
You know, because the reason why, and the reason why I want to teach sewing more than actually do it for people is because sewing helped me find my voice. It helped me to be able to make clothes that represent who I know I am.
Yeah.
And not just buy it off the rack.
Right.
And, you know, oh, I like this, but, you know, because it matters. It matters how you show up. It matters how you communicate that about yourself. And sewing did that for me, and I want other people to experience that. So
that's a part of what makes you different. So, for example, there's this lady on YouTube called Bargain Bethany, and she does Dollar Tree videos, and she does, like, she crafts all this stuff in her house. But she's a t-shirt girl, so every episode she'll be like, okay, so you see this Lilo and Stitch? This is where I bought it. I like just random, like, old school things, but she loves t-shirts. Being able to, even in the Art by Offie, stop and say, because I stopped. I said, hold on. You know, she made everything, right? You know, so today I am wearing by, you know, people be like, today I'm wearing Louis, whatever. Today I'm wearing Offie Ruel. This is the spring collection. Yeah. And just take 5 seconds every episode, because my brand is not just about pulling stuff off the rack. It's about me wearing what I make, right? People won't know unless you say it.
that's true.
Right? But that makes your personality different. And you can incorporate that, because art is, sewing is artistry, right? Incorporate that on the other side of art. I feel like obviously there's synergy between the two. You could certainly have conversations on the other side.
Okay.
Right? So I need to see you spotlighting what you made. Like, here's what I made today, y'all. Or, you know how people do series? You could do an outfit of the week or an outfit of the day series, just on what you made or what you wore this week.
Okay.
We could do some video snapshots, like outfit of the weekend. Here's me in North Carolina this weekend. I wore this, I wore this, I wore this. Put on what you wore yesterday, so we can have some shots like you wore it yesterday, but it's today. They don't know.
They don't know. They don't have to know.
They don't have to know.
I was thinking something similar to that.
Oh, yeah?
Something similar. So that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get your suitcase. We act like she's coming in the hotel in the other outfit, hit record. You know what I'm saying? So we could do a couple of clips. And then you could do 3 outfits. Now, the trick is, though, because I don't know if my girl Elizabeth is still here, but I remember maybe 2 years ago, we were here not for 3 days, but for like four days. And Elizabeth, I said, I'm going to do 100 videos before I leave here. Elizabeth was like, girl, I can't do 100, but I'll do 30. She jumped on it. So, I mean, I don't know how much clothes I usually bring 3 tote containers, even though I only have to wear 3 things for 3 days. How much you bought with you to do some videos or walk arounds and then sometimes we don't like taking videos in our house. Go downstairs in the coffee section, go downstairs in the lounge, go downstairs with, it's nice and sunny. So you can have different varying shots that doesn't feel like you just basically dressed up and took them all in the same location, right? Because that's a whole other thing altogether. But okay, see, I'm going into video content creation. We don't do that till tomorrow. So, okay, let's see here. We talked about in-person versus monthly versus annual, number 1. And then also, I would say for you, because I said to you, the person who wants you to do some direct stuff for them, what would an everything offer look like for you? Obviously, you doing some things for them,
Right.
but what would those things be plus what you do with everybody else?
Yeah. So you mean like with where would you make?
No, I'm talking about Art by Afi.
Oh.
So now the thing about
Got
it, when there are two people who, well, two people coming up for me for Art by Afi. One would be somebody who wants commission work. What would you do for that person? Okay, so write down that person, the commission work person. And then the other person would be the art through healing.
Okay.
What would you do for that person? Because I don't know if you got outside support or not, but you created a space to over time heal through art.
Yes.
If you were to create that space for somebody over an extended period of time, what would it look like? What would it include? Because
Got it.
they may not be able to have the kind, like, think, we all know, well, not all of us, but even Tiffany, you were talking about how art is therapeutic. Some people literally go to organizations to get
That's what I'm thinking about. Like if
art
you have
therapy.
classes for the art, especially in the area there for you, I can, connect you with. But
Okay.
thinking about this is what I do, can I do a class for you? Or
Right.
something like that. And then that way the kids who are, youth who are in the facility, and then you could do external ones for people who are not
That's another group.
as
So
well.
Tiffany is talking about art therapy and creating spaces where you do classes and partnering with organizations. That's one thing. And I'm thinking about for your personal clients who go, I want to go on this healing journey and I kind of want you as my guide, as my Sherpa. What can you do to support me over the next 6 months?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is a different group. So thinking about your everything offers and thinking about your high ticket, what that would include.
Okay.
Food for thought.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, y'all, off the hot seat. All right, y'all. So we have some work to do. Putting in content into the templates, making the products, all the things. I think it's the Dunkin' Donuts. He's like, gotta make the donuts. So we're off to make some content. I will, on the replay side, check the chat to see what you guys are saying to me. Final questions though, have you learned anything today? Any takeaways? If you've got a takeaway, please drop that into the chat. This is excellent teaching. Where can we buy the journals? Afi, can you put your links in there? The website is wearwhatyouMake.com, correct?
So for the journals, I rearranged things for the holidays.
Oh, you got holiday stuff up right now.
But if you go to afirule.com/shop.
afirule.com/shop. Afi, AFIRUEL.com/shop. And she's going to put it in the chat as well.
And if she was talking specifically about the journal,
Mm-hmm.
I can update it like in about 15 minutes or so.
And put it in the chat. So we're on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
I'm sorry, no, forgive me. Facebook and YouTube. So put it in the comment in both spaces.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to get the journal. So just,
Okay.
email me or text me for that specific one that you got right there. And then you guys can check out her inventory as well. Okay. So enjoyed watching. I am refocused again. I love it. Definitely, I'm about making sure that you work on your R factor when it comes to getting refocused, when it comes to working on your RE revenue goals. Those of you who want to work on your relationship goals, reconnecting, reviving, recommitting, make sure that you check out the amazing Tiffany, her company, relationshipsonthego.com, number one. And then Afi has afiroll.com and also wherewhatyoumake.com. If you are looking to get your art creative inspiration on, they are amazing entrepreneurs. So excited that they were here to hang out with me this weekend. We literally have a day and a half left to go. And I want to make sure that you know, whether you're here with us live or on the replay side, there's a lot that you can do. So come through. Make sure that you get your mini offers, sistersense.com/MAMO. Literally starts at $7 to get your Make a Mini Offer kit. That's number one. And then, of course, number two, if you'd like to work with me, I'd love to work with you. The Insider Circle 12-month experience is officially open. You can either email me, sistersense@gmail.com, or go over to sistersense.com/ICP for Insider Circle program so you can learn more. Okay, so obviously, you know, my lovely ladies here are in my program. There are 10 spaces. It's limited, okay? 10 in focus and then 10 across clarity, momentum, and VIP. So that's 20 total, all right? Let's see, Dr. Fratonia, question. Where do the thin books and workbooks printed? Is it print on demand? Are you talking about the ones that I've put on the screen, the print on demand books? A lot of them that I put together, you know, you have the templates inside of the hub. You have the templates inside of the Minis template hub, but I publish across multiple platforms. Obviously, Amazon KDP, everybody loves them. I also love MadCloud and Hulu. So there are 3 platforms in particular that I like: MadCloud, Hulu, and the big boy of all, Amazon KDP. Hopefully that helped you. But of course, you can, you know, you got call time with me. We can check in and talk about those specific platforms as well. So, all right, y'all, enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hopefully I go live in another time, maybe later on, if not tomorrow. Other than that, if you have questions, email me, voice message, check out the website, sistersense.com. Bye.
So Tiffany, I was thinking.